Welcome to AI TV. Today we're broadcasting from Cape Town and I'm joined by Isaac from Data Profit, one of Cape Town's successful AI and data science success stories. So welcome to AI TV.
Thanks for having me, Nick.
So just for our viewers, would you mind telling us a little bit about your role in Data Profit and what you do?
Well, I'm the country sales manager for Data Profit, as I always like to call my role sort of the tip of the spear.
Okay, right.
So I'm at the forefront of making sure that Data Profit is everywhere it should be, that no opportunity goes uninvestigated, no stone goes unturned. So I'm in front of the clients, introducing who we are, talking about the value proposition, exactly what we do, and how exactly we're going to improve the business, what value we're going to bring to the different businesses.
So you're essentially helping clients leverage the power of data science and AI to improve their manufacturing processes. Now, you tell us a little about the origins of the business and why you're in Cape Town and how you came to be here?
Well, the origins of the business has started a few years ago, around 2014, just focusing mainly on machine learning consultancy. So machine learning, artificial intelligence, a couple of buzzwords being thrown around by everybody. Everybody's talking about it, but how many people were actually doing it practically? So we sort of took a step back away from all the noise to actually see, all right, where can we actually add the most value when it comes to machine learning? Because it's just a tool that we businesses use to solve specific problems. So we stepped back and said, okay, where can we actually add the most value? We did a lot of work in financial services, in retail, in healthcare, in gaming, delivering bespoke machine learning solution to say, okay, this is the problem that the client has, this is the model that we're going to build for them, and this is the problem that they're going to solve. All the while trying to actually understand where we could offer the most value. That's how we came to manufacturing, because first of all, the cost of non-quality. When you have defective units or defective batches in manufacturing, it costs the company a lot of money. Also the availability of historical data and the complexity of that data, which is exactly what machine learning solutions are built for. So that's how we got to manufacturing, by using artificial intelligence to optimize different process parameters in the manufacturing process so that they improve yield or improve quality.
So just give me some examples of some of the clients, what categories, I think you've been doing quite a lot of work in the foundries space.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us some examples?
I mean, we do a lot of work in manufacturing, different manufacturing subsectors. So within the metal foundries, one of our biggest clients is Atlantis Foundries. So they manufacture, these half-a-ton engine block castings that they then ship to Mercedes, Daimler in Mannheim in Germany. But the problem that they had was the late discovery of subsurface defects only when the castings were in Germany. So it cost them a lot of money in terms of penalties and shipping charges, etc. Because you're working with gray iron castings, and you can't X-ray all of them to see what subsurface defects exist. So upon deploying our solution, first of all, we managed to predict, coming off the line, which engine blocks had defects and where those defects were, so that they take them off the line and not ship them. So for the first time, we reduced their external scrap rate or external defect rate rather, to 0%,
Wow.
which they were quite pleased with. But that was just the predictive aspect of it. The prescriptive aspect of it was then we stopped them from even making those defective castings by making these small adjustments, which means the AI solution gives recommendations or prescriptions to the operator as to what changes they need to make on the line, such that they don't incur defects down the line.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real great example of the power of essentially algorithms to help manufacturers.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of the genesis of the company, I believe you guys obviously got funding. I think it was from a local VC, I think it's Knife Capital, is that correct?
Yeah. The first round was from one local investor called Yellowwoods Capital. And then the second one was from Knife Capital.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was the most recent one.
So it's a locally founded organisation and funded locally as well. So that's a great success story for Cape Town. You must be very proud of that.
It is, because I think one of the key things that as a business we wanted to show the world was that we can, punch at the same weight as the Silicon Valley companies or tech startups using local talent. Because the talent pool exists within South Africa. We've got very smart people. And what we wanted to show was that we can take a South African solution with South African talent and take it globally and compete.
No, that's amazing. I mean, on that point, I mean, obviously, in terms of the work we've been doing in the AI Media, AI Expo, and looking at the skills shortages, looking at trade, buyers and suppliers, that whole market. Do you see any areas that where we could improve on skills development and talent development in this space?
I think the biggest one is not just from a talent perspective, but from educating the whole, community as to what AI actually is. Because we see there's a big gap in understanding what AI is, what AI can do, and what problems AI can solve. Because the moment you mention AI, people are thinking job losses, people are thinking a whole lot of things. So the
negative things.
Negative things, exactly, and they don't focus on the good that it can do. Yes, maybe some jobs will be replaced by AI, but more jobs will be created because people need an additional capability to be able to extract all that value from AI. And from a talent or skills perspective, we see that a lot of tertiary institutions are now actually including data science and AI-related courses within their programs. So it's getting bigger. From our side, we also try to play our role. So we've got a very big intern program. So at any given stage within our business, we have quite a number of interns, so that we skill them and they actually see how we're using AI and the practical applications of that in industry.
And where are you sourcing those interns from?
We source them from local tertiary institutions. We've got a lot of interns from UCT. We also have an organization that provides us with international interns as well. So
international?
We'll get some interns from overseas, from Oxford, etc.
Wow. And what's the organization that's helping you there? That's quite interesting.
The name just escaped.
Okay, but I mean, it's quite interesting. I mean, you touched on a couple of things there. I mean, the bad news narrative is a narrative that people like to hear, right? Because people like to hear bad news. And what we're trying to do is tell good news stories. We're trying to tell more good news stories, and I think Data Profit is a great example. But it's also very interesting, given the fact that I'm always hearing people are emigrating and leaving the country, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. But you're actually bringing, you're a startup, probably an SME-sized company now, and you're trying to bring talent from abroad. So what can we do to make that process easier?
I think, if we get maybe the larger, or policy-making institutions involved in the whole process to show that people don't have to go outside of Africa or outside of South Africa to look for these big opportunities. They exist here. So if there are programs where the government could be involved and make it more lucrative for people to stay within the country, because we have the capability, there's a lot happening, especially here in Cape Town. I mean, you hear people calling it the Silicon Cape. So instead of people looking abroad for these opportunities, they should start looking here. And I think there's a lot that can be done just to promote and show the outside world that, there's a lot that's going on here, there's a lot of value, and we actually not just need to stop people from going out, but then to start attracting a talent people to come inside. Yeah,
that's great. Thanks for that, Isaac. So, I mean, just to wrap up, what's the future for Data Profit? You've obviously established a great business here in Cape Town, in the Western Cape. What's next for you guys?
Well, I think the future is exciting for us. I think one of our main goals is to establish ourselves as one of the biggest, or if not the biggest, AI provider within manufacturing. So we're going for global expansion and growth aggressively over in Europe, over in the United States, over in South America, through direct sales or through channel partners. So we actually going, because it's very difficult to grow internationally, in a US dollar market with just rand value funding. So it's also critical that we also get some forex funding, if I can call it that, US dollar funding. So we're in the process of going around looking for investors for that next round of funding. Those discussions are ongoing. And we are in the United States, we are in Europe with several clients on board that we can show potential investors that this is the work that we're doing, this is the traction that we've built, and this is the value that we're creating.
Isaac, what a fantastic story. I'm really glad that you were able to join us here on AI TV to share that. I mean, obviously people listening now will know that there are fantastic opportunities here in the Cape, and some of them maybe potentially with your business as well. So if you're watching, maybe you can get a job. So
thanks a lot for
thanks
having
very
me,
much.
Nick. It was fun.
Great having you here. Thanks.
Cheers.